Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of What's on Our Screen podcast. I'm Elio Ramos, and I'm accompanied by my cousin Javier Rivera.
You're too chipper this afternoon. Anyway, good afternoon, and I've been playing too much Elden Ring. I don't know.
All right, we can start there. We can start there because Elden Ring is like the new hotness right now. It's the highest rated highest rated video game on the market right now. I saw an image that I had nothing but tens across the board. Everybody's giving it tens, and I don't know if
It
there's
had
been.
some 9.5, 8,
Oh, so
but
they were selective. They're definitely selective.
yeah, but it's still in the 97s if you aggregate everything.
Yeah.
97, 98. So it's one of the highest rated games ever.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've been playing that. It's from Software. It's
From who?
Dark Soul. The company From Software.
You can see how that can get confusing.
Yeah,
We could go back and forth for a good minute.
yeah, I know. They're a Japanese developer, and yeah, their games they have this dark gothic fantasy look to them, and they're very difficult. But this one is open world, so it's like one of their biggest games. The map is huge, but it's very fun to explore and find secrets, and the game is very how you say it doesn't tell you where to go. It gives you a hint, but usually these games is it's just you grab something, now you have to but they're very like, I don't know, opaque to. There's a lot of stuff on the map, and there's like somebody said like there's like almost 80% of the bosses you just can't skip them. It's optional stuff.
Oh.
But yeah, once I started the game, I got it just came to my mind that I remember this 80s movies, this kid movie, Never Ending Story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you start that adventure, that was a pretty dark movie for kids in the day. So I don't know, it's just an adventure. You just reach that open world and just walk
Yeah.
forth and do whatever the hell you have to do there. But yeah, it's really, really, really good.
And can you develop your own character and stuff like that, like design it and all that jazz, or does that even
Yeah,
matter?
there's certain classes. I think there are like eight classes, and you choose female or male, and then you could customize your character, like hair, skin, colors,
Mm.
pretty in depth. Like if you want to do something very specific, you can, and from there you just
Yeah,
have
that's what's
fun.
up. Yeah. So
Have fun dying.
and that's the thing. These games are very difficult. It's not my forte. It's not my
The
forte
thing is
of
that
game.
I was like you, but it is. You have to. It's not a normal game that death. Oh, it's just. Oh, I lost. It's not. It's part of the. It's part of the learning process,
Yeah.
because some bosses you have to learn them. You have to learn the movement and stuff. So death is pretty necessary in this game. But they've done some things. Quality of life, like that, really helps the game. Like
Mm.
before, you have to, like, if you died in Dark Souls or something, you have to go back to the last bonfire and walk through all the stuff that you did already.
Oh.
In this one, there's like certain these monuments close to the where the bosses are,
Mm-hmm.
and you can choose to respawn there, and just go enter and fight the boss and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
they've done kind of like a lot of quality of life adjustments in the game, but it's very fun. Really like the art of the open world. So
Yeah. There was a couple things. So one, I saw this tweet of this guy. He was just like, uh, "This game is too slow, and I don't have the patience for the fighting mechanics. I am uninstalling." And then, like right underneath, somebody was like, "Hey, man, don't quit. Stick with it." It's like it takes time, so it takes a lot of patience.
yeah,
To be able to. You got to time your attacks with these games and stuff. And I played one game similar to it, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. So um, I'm looking forward to it, like to streaming it because I do plan to stream it here, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
tonight.
Tonight, gonna gonna be streaming that, and it's gonna be It's gonna be hilarious because I don't play those kind of games, but I've heard nothing but great things about it. I've seen great visuals, and the other thing is that um, a lot of people are saying that it was actually the Russo brothers, the ones who did the
Avengers.
Avenger movies. They're the ones that are claiming that the next big cinematic universes and next storytelling is going to be the video game industry. That's
Hmm.
going to be like the large scale, and we have that here with this game because George R. R. Martin he wrote the main storyline of this game. So it was a collaboration between him and the creator of the game. And so it's showing that these big names in the fantasy world and the storytelling market are coming together in the video game genre, and they're telling these great epic games that not only are they visually stunning, but you get to experience yourself and you get to create. You know, the outline is there, if you will, but you kind of manipulate and alter the story however you see fit. And like you said, you don't have to hit all the bosses and stuff like that if you don't want to. Maybe your type of storytelling or style of gameplay is more somber and you like to take things a little bit more easy. You like to craft, you like to build your characters, and you like to go that route, and you can just do that the whole entire time. Or you're just probably a more gun ho character, and you like to face things head on, and you have that opportunity to attack everything and kill everything. Or you could be like a sneaking character,
Yeah, I've
somebody
been
like
playing
stealthy.
sneaking.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been sneaking and just backstabbing everybody.
and that's the beauty of video games nowadays, is that the the more we advance in technology, the more compelling stories we can tell because they're more rich and vibrant and visually stunning. So back in the day, yeah, you can have some interesting stories, but we didn't have the graphics to be able to tell those stories. And over time, it's night and day. Unreal Engine 5 is people are playing with that tool, and it's free right now, and they're creating their own stories, their own characters,
Hmm.
their own universes, and they're showcasing it to the world, and it's so immersive, and it's eye eye stimulating because back then we couldn't do that. Back then you have like you would play D&D that a lot of people still play, but you had to use your imagination. Now you're capable of doing that, but then bringing these characters to life via this space. So it's I have to agree with him that it's the future definitely has video games in it for
Yeah.
sure. It's storytelling and things like that, like the Ragnarok story of God of War coming out. I mean, the last God of War game was amazing. So storytelling is just becoming more and more compelling when it comes to the video games because you could do more innovative things in there. You could put the camera in different angles that you really can't do in
Yeah.
um, live action movies and things
Yeah.
like that. So
I just think that technology has matured and has been like made very accessible to, so that's why you see a lot of people now creating there's a this creative renaissance, and
mm,
it's just going everywhere, just music, video games, stories, comic books. Now
yeah,
if you have technology, that you just can draw and do your comic book and ink
mm-hmm,
it and do everything and just send it public it. You can publish it on the online. So
yeah,
technology has been like incredible for that. Even you can get a program like Unity and create your game there. Like learn how to program and learn how to do art, and you can publish it. A lot of games are made from Unity. So yeah, it's a quite moment to be alive.
yeah. No, definitely. And not only does it apply to just video games and stuff like that, but also, for example, YouTube has become a great innovation for storytellers, for young cinematographers,
Podcast,
and
yeah, podcast.
podcasts, things like
Yeah.
that, and but also for writers. There's other spaces and stuff like that. Amazon has a space for young writers that they can upload short stories and things like that, and people can vote on it, and it's almost like the YouTube of writers, and it's very exciting time for just all facets of storytellers or just creatives in general. Just if you have something that you want to say in a different medium, there is a space for you to do that. And if there isn't, then lucky you, you get to be the innovator to create that space for your medium. So
Yep.
it's a like you said, it's a great time to be alive, and it's awesome to have this innovation at our fingertips. Hopefully, we don't take it for granted, and we keep evolving uh, and developing it and making it more accessible to more people. So. But that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you're enjoying that game, and I'm looking forward to playing it this evening. So for all of you listening right now, you know, tune in because it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be silly.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is fun.
so Primo, what have you been watching besides keeping staying busy with Elden Ring?
Well, I've been still going through my Dexter watch. I'm on the last season.
Nice.
I'm not gonna bore anybody with that talk, but yeah. Other thing I've been watching is What We Do in the Shadows. It's from based on the movie from Taika Waititi. Now it's on
Great
FX
movie.
and Hulu. And this is the third season. It's already finished, but I like to binge watch these type of shows, like watch 2 episodes or three. So yeah, I'm episode 8 around there. But this season has been great. Not as high as the first two, but still there. The quality and just the characters are you just feel at home with them, and it's very wacky. Since the ending from the second season, it left them in a certain space, and then trying to be like this authority for the vampires. It's pretty funny,
Yeah,
and then fighting who's gonna be the leader and stuff like that. So it's really good. It's really good.
yeah. I have to say, like, I've enjoyed the evolution of all the characters of what they've gone through throughout the seasons. They're familiar how he's evolved as wanting to become a vampire and still having that desire now, but also he's a trained vampire killer and he comes from this he's a descendant from this bloodline and stuff like that of vampire killers
Yeah,
and
Van Helsing. So
yeah,
this episode,
the Van
there's
Helsing
a funny.
family.
There's a funny. I think in the second episode, there's a funny joke with Val Helsing and with a certain member of his body. Just say that.
The show is fantastic, and from them to be able to adapt it from the movie, which the movie itself was it's just it's a gem, it really
Yeah,
is. It's like a diamond in the rough kind of thing where it kind of fell in obscurity a little bit. It's like the hardcore indie film, but when you find it and you watch it, it's just such a treat because it's
yeah.
hilarious and it has the same essence of what the show has,
Hmm.
but just it's put under this. I don't know how it's just this microscope, right? It's just focus hardcore into it, and that universe and the space that it dwells in. And YTTK, is that his name? That
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, hike man. I totally butchered that.
Yeah,
Uh, I can't even say it. Say it again. Say his name again.
Taika Waititi.
Watiti, man. I apologize, sir. I apologize. Uh, but yeah, he actually makes an appearance in the show a couple times. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm glad that he's able
he's in the
to.
first movie. One
Yeah,
of the characters.
he's one of the original characters. So it's great to have his influence in the show and his energy, and he doesn't even miss a beat. So
Yeah,
it's been great to watch and see these characters develop and on their own and and still have be able to they're almost human like in their antics. They're relatable
yeah.
vampires. So especially the one that's he's a social vampire or something like that. Like he's
Energy
the
vampire.
energy vampire. He's an energy,
Colin something.
yeah, he's an
Yeah,
energy vampire.
there's in the second episode. There's a where he just gets so much power that he just turns into this almost overlord at his work. He
Oh,
absorbs everybody.
yeah. He becomes this, and like the company doesn't really go anywhere. It's
Yeah,
like productivity is like through the floor or something like that. Like it doesn't even do anything. But and then another vampire comes to challenge him, almost doing the exact same thing. Um, so yeah, no, the show is fantastic, man. I've really enjoyed it. And that first episode of season 3 is just is
Colin Robinson is like
yeah.
he
It
has another. He meets another energy based energy vampire in this season.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
Man, that's awesome because I've only seen the first episode and I've really enjoyed just getting refreshed with these characters, revisiting them and seeing what they're all about and stuff. So it's been great. I've enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah, highly recommended. Just watch. It goes fast. It's like the first two seasons is it's only 25 minutes long,
Mm,
so it kind of goes fast. But yeah, it's really funny, and you just grow to love those characters.
that's what's up. That's
So
awesome.
anyway, what have you been watching this week, past
Uh,
week?
so I watched a couple movies. I watched the Kingsman, and I also watched Those Who Wish Me Dead by Angelina Jolie. I'm gonna start with this one because it was one of those movies I saw the trailer to, and I didn't care for it at all. Not one bit. And not saying that the movie looked bad or anything. I just was like, not for me. And out of a whim, I decided to just put it on and watch it. And I was very surprised. It's it's such a simple film, and it was one of those films that came out during the HBO Max special where they were giving out. This was supposed to be a theatrical release, and it came out straight to HBO Max kind of thing. So it was one of those movies, and I, I was blown away on how simple it was. It was a simple concept, and it was so well executed, and they were able to tie in two different worlds. The A forest fire rescue personnel, which is Angelina Jolie's character, and then this kid who's fleeing from these group of assassins that are trying to kill his father because his father traced some money back to some high level people, and these high level people don't want this case to go forward, so they're trying to kill off everybody, and this kid's father is one of them. So they connect these two worlds by one person, and it's the sheriff who used to date Angelina Jolie, and he's the sheriff of the town in Montana where Angelina Jolie still lives, and she's a fire rescue kind of person. And so it's the journey on how these two different people dealing with two completely different situations end up clashing together, and they have to work on helping each other, but yet in that process they solve each other's demons a little bit. Like through this adventure they're able to face their demons. The kid, the assassins, and the realization of who his father was and stuff like that. And then her, she lost some people in a fire, and she has to face another fire kind of thing. And the fire plays, it's a character in itself and the story. But it was just so well executed. It was like well established in the beginning. There wasn't no like bobo phony kind of things where they're like, oh, and by the way this, and by the way this. It was none of that. It's just well established, well developed, and simple characters that they only gave you enough pertinent information to move the story forward. It was no information drop and stuff like that. You get a sense of who each character is, what they're going through, what they're about, why they're there, how they got there, and what they're trying to do to solve these their own individual problems, and why they're stuck, and how this journey is going to help them, not be stuck anymore. So I'd say the story is more so about Angelina Jolie's character, but they do such a good way of showing that it's not. It's almost like she's a secondary character and the boy's the main character, but in reality, it's the other way around. But we're almost seeing her situation, her resolution through the eyes of the kid, and it's such a once again such a simple and impactful film that I think a lot of people slept on. And I have to applaud Angelina because she was so believable in this role, and she was just so down to earth. And I don't know if I've ever seen her this attractive in many years, because I mean it's not that she's an ugly woman or anything like that, and it's just I just haven't seen any films of hers where I'm just like, oh wow, like Angelina Jolie. I don't know, her presence in this film was just spectacular. She really just she wasn't trying to like overact. She was herself and stuff like that. There was probably maybe like one cheesy cheesy moment where it was not believable, and you just kind of like, all right, this is Hollywood being Hollywood. Because people from Montana, they don't hesitate. You know, they'll shoot and then they'll shoot you again because it's the wild kind of thing. But you know, they're trying to give more dramatic flair to a very dark situation. So I kind of give them a pass on that. But I don't think the movie deserves its 6.0 rating on IMDb because it wasn't that bad. I'd say it's a solid 7, you know, at its least, you know. Maybe like a 6.8 or something like that. But it was a great film, and I recommend people to go watch it simply because on how how well established the film is. It's so simple. It's like A, B, and C. That's it. Like it doesn't drag at all. It's just real quick, you know, and you get only the most important information
Hmm.
to get to those points. And I really enjoy movies like that. It wasn't trying to be anything else. It wasn't trying to like spew some message to you about life and, you know, climate change, right? And there was no real politics in there. It's just like this is the story about a boy trying to run away. This is a woman who's struggling with her past, you know, actions and PTSD and survivor's guilt, and then now they meet. And the beauty of it is that you see these two characters, you see these two different worlds being established at the beginning of the movie, and you're like, how in the heck are they going to get connected? And it's a simple connection. Granted, it's a coincidence, and you're allowed to have one coincidence during like a film, as opposed to these other films that just have like 16 different coincidences, and people are like, "Oh, this is such a good movie." It's like the hell is that like there's coincidences like all over the place. Oh, this is really good. Well, in this one there was only like one coincidence, and that was that. So it's just well thought out movie, and I think people should definitely give it a chance. I don't know how you feel about movies like that, but just I thought the movie was surprisingly good, and I had zero expectations going into it. I was just like, fine, let's just watch this because I got
Yeah, there are
nothing better to
movies
do.
like that that never get a high audience, like, and they're per- they're just fine. It's nothing like this, you know, it's not, it's just that, it's a good film, just,
Hmm.
or even passable film just to watch with somebody. And
Yeah.
you know, it's not like it's going to be in your collection behind your that behind your, you know. Yeah, but yeah, it's just good movies, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
If I had an Angelina Jolie collection, it would this movie would definitely be in it because she wasn't like in all her other
Do you
movies.
think somebody has an Angelina collection of
I'm
movies?
pretty sure people there's an Angelina super fan out there. Uh,
Really?
yeah, I'm sure they have all the Angelina movies when she was
It'd be
young to
fun.
like now, and
Be fun to analyze that person and see where their life just went wrong. And
at what point did you start?
because I remember, was it you or your brother that had a like Jim Carrey collection?
Oh yeah, that was my older brother MC though. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
That's my older brother. Yeah, he
yeah.
he
Poor
um
dude, he just life just went left and just.
no, but I
I
remember that.
remember him telling me that. I'm looking at him and was like, mm-hmm, okay, yeah, sure. And we were younger, yeah, just, you know,
Yeah, that was
teenagers.
back in the day.
Yeah, teenagers.
Yeah. But Jim Carrey was hilarious, man. Like all his movies were
Do you find them funny still?
Ace Ventura, The Mask, Liar Liar was really funny. Um he did another one. Dumb and Dumber, the first one was good. Let me see. Really?
Truman Show was good.
Yeah, The Truman Show. That was
I don't
that was
know, that
good.
that story, that movie is getting more relevant every each moment.
Yeah. It really
Feels
is.
like we're in a Truman Show environment.
Yeah. I like The Grinch. The Grinch was good.
No, I didn't watch that.
Oh well, you missed out. You
No,
missed
I
out.
don't.
It's really good.
No.
He did a fantastic job there. I'm trying to think some other stuff that he's done where it's just um that's about it. I can't really think of anything else. Um but yeah. Um yeah, he collected Jim Carrey movies, which was pretty cool because you always knew that oh, he would appreciate this. And it didn't matter if it was a good or bad Jim Carrey movie. He had it, and he had it in VHS. So now I'm pretty sure it's probably digital. He probably forgot all about it. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
he probably just saying it was a
yeah.
phase.
He grew out of it.
Yeah, it was just a phase. But
Other kids that had collected Michael Jordan posters, or model posters. No, he went for the Jim Carrey thing.
well, he did collect baseball cards, and he had this awesome comic book collection. I remember I would just sit there in his room, just go through his comic book collection. He had it in this big old binder, and I would just
Yeah.
swipe through it. And he had the Death of Superman collection. That was really awesome. And there was like these special Superman editions after the Death of Superman. They came out with these collectible versions where they had this holographic card on the cover of the comic book, and I used to flip through those as well. Was that a different collection? Anyways, I'm probably combining. That was an X-Men collection. Anyways, he had all these collection of comic books there. It was pretty epic. It was pretty stellar. That's how I used to do that a lot. But we digress. Angelina Jolie, super fan. If you're listening to this, we'd love
I
to
doubt it. I doubt it.
we'd love to listen and talk to you and see what is it about Angelina Jolie, because she's not a terrible actress. There are like Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is not a bad actor, but I I'd say like not all his movies are great with him in it. There's a handful like Moneyball. I just recently watched that too.
Yeah,
I
I
watched it
watched it
again,
recently too.
and he has this presence in that movie. It's just so natural and just very organic, and he's not trying, and he's so believable as this person. I'm like, dadgummit, Brad Pitt, you're good. But then there's these other movies, like Inglorious Bastards. He was not good, and he was not believable at all as that character. He's just like overacting, and that's
Yeah, it
probably
was a character,
yeah,
just over the top, and
yeah. It just wasn't.
the whole movie had that weird vibe too. Like,
Yeah,
that's my least favorite from.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It just kind of feels wonky. The movie.
Yeah, it didn't. It wasn't all there for me either. It just wasn't. The intro though. I think the whole movie was filmed solely for that opening sequence.
I think he
After
said
that
that
was it.
he was writing it as a miniseries, apparently,
That makes sense.
or play. I don't know. Can't remember now. But I think the only standout is in the beginning with
Yeah,
the Christopher Waltz, and that's
the
about it.
that German SS.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's some older movies that I still haven't like. I watched when I was younger, like The River Runs Through It,
I love that
uh,
film.
and I've been meaning to watch that. And then there was another one where it's another river movie, but he's also in it. It's about these two brothers or something like that. They're both like identical movies, and he played.
Yeah,
So I get confused every time.
yeah,
Um, but I
yeah. One where the river run through it. It's more about fishing and this family and these two brothers.
yeah.
But so I really enjoy that one. But I don't know the other one that you say.
Uh,
It's the same thing.
yeah, it's almost the same thing, but he's like a writer
Yeah.
in the 30s or something like that, and it's about two brothers, so they're almost identical roles. So, but he has like World War Z. I think has to be the best film that I've ever seen him in. He was just
Mm,
so believable in that role. Uh,
mm,
I I love
Brad
that.
Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt
You
in that
think that is his best movie?
the best role that he's played, because he's not a really believable actor. Like this last Quentin Tarantino movie that was really good. Um, so
Yeah,
it's
I like
for me it's
plays
only
these
like a
weird
handful.
characters.
Like Benjamin Button was not good. Him as that character just was not. I didn't believe him as that person. Like he wasn't. I was like, yeah, it's a cool concept and stuff like that, but his role, even Interview of a Vampire, as much as I love that movie, he's so stale in that movie. And that movie's a cult classic. Like that's a phenomenon right now. Like me saying that is like taboo, and that's like I don't know. That's a
It's
huge sin.
Legends of the Fall.
Legends of the Fall. That's that other one. Yeah, and they confuse the heck out of me. But that vampire Interview with the Vampire, I love that
It was
movie.
good on Sleepers.
I don't think I've seen
Um,
Sleepers.
it's about a priest who abused them as child, and now they're adults and trying to get revenge on him.
Yeah, I never seen that.
It's a early film. But yeah, 12 Monkey, he's in there.
12 Monkeys, isn't that?
Burn After Reading. He did a good character, really
Oh,
funny
Burn
character. Yeah.
After Reading. Now that's, yeah, he had a small sequence in there. And
I really like those small character moments that sometimes, like Snatch,
yeah.
and
Oh, yeah, and Snatch too. God bless.
oh,
Yeah.
see,
There it is. It clicked.
oh,
It clicked. It clicked.
overseas
But
is a better man.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no. But
wait.
see, in Snatch, he's not the principal character there. He's a secondary character. So that might say something that he's never been like a leading actor. He's just more like,
I never seen him as a leading character. I
and that's
just love that he's these quirky characters
yeah.
he comes out with,
But that's
like
what. So
Snatch.
World War Z and Moneyball for me are just like my go-to. Brad.
Moneyball, he's really good in,
Yeah.
but I mean, see, that's a character that is very. He doesn't have much emotions, only in one moment. Like, but that part is pretty just not much of acting in there. He's just like,
Yeah.
but the thing is that he has so much charm that he kind of coasts with that.
And that's the Keanu Reeves kind of situation.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves can't act his way out of a box. Like he just can't. He doesn't have those chops. But what talented people do is that they write things for him in a way where he doesn't have to act. So that's why Neo worked so well, because he didn't have to do anything. He's like, oh, whoa, I know kung fu. And the same thing with John Wick with the Keanu songs. John Wick
What
doesn't
about
talk at
the
all.
assassinations of Jesse James?
Oh, that was not a good movie. God,
No?
I wanted to watch that movie so bad, and I waited and waited to watch that movie, and once I watched it, I was like, God, this is oh man, it was a long-winded, just piece of crap. It was just not. It's the most unmemorable movie you could. It just yeah. I felt bad for him after the movie was done. I was like, dang man, you wasted your time on this. Like you could have been in a better western than this. That was
Fury, killing them softly,
Killing Him Soft.
Moneyball.
That wasn't that bad. I mean, a lot of people didn't like that one. I don't know. It was
Troy,
okay.
Mr. and
Troy
Mrs.
again. Freaking Troy, he was stiff, man. That whole entire movie, he was so stiff. I liked the character that he was portraying, but the opening sequence of the movie is the best sequence out of the whole entire thing, and then the thing just goes blah, and it's long too. It's a long movie for you to sit there and just be like, oh my god, this is yeah, that's a rough movie. That was a hard
And
sell.
Seven. I mean, he has some good movies where he's
Okay, I take that back now. Seven. There it is. But Seven, wasn't he like a secondary character in Seven?
mm, mm,
Mm,
a co-star
mm,
because he's the one who loses more than anybody in that movie.
yeah. Yeah, but is he there at the beginning though?
Yeah, it's his story.
Is it? Is it a story?
I think Morgan Freeman is just watching this kid's life.
But that's what I'm saying. Aren't we seeing the story from Morgan Freeman's okay, so yeah, okay. Yeah, so Seven. Yeah. So Seven is on there.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Seven is good. Seven is a darn
I
good
just
film.
wish there was a new version, like a HD.
Oh, like a 4K HDR Dolby Atmos version of it.
No, that would be Atmos because that
Ah,
movie's not that sound prone, but the look of it, I
everything
mean,
needs to be Dolby Atmos. Everything.
it's a waste of speakers on that one.
No, it's not, man. Everything needs to be Dolby Atmos. Everything.
Uh,
I want the shot. I want to hear the gun shot over here and the bullet fly and then go over here and ends over here. That's what I want. That's how all movies should be. Once you go Dolby Atmos, you don't go back. You don't go back.
uh, um, let's see. Yeah, for me, it's Seven. Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Uh,
Dang, man. I messed up. Yeah, so Fight Club, he was really good. Yeah. Yeah. It's because I couldn't think of the other one. See, that's so yeah, Seven, Fight
You
Club.
reminded me of me and my buddy have this theory that everybody has a favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but your dad there's no, I don't like him. I don't have any of his movies. And we were like, "Do you have Top Gun?" You're like, "Damn it!"
No, that's true. I love Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise as an actor. I freaking love Tom Cruise as an actor. 100%. Outside of acting, yo, you go do what you got to do over there, okay? But act in a movie, yes, I'm there cuz he's so personable, man. Like Homeboy is so believable as a human being. Jack Reacher, Edge of Tomorrow, Oblivion, which was kind of like but it was still really good. Um freaking Legend. What else? Top Gun. Uh, Days of Thunder. Dude,
That movie was good.
that movie is fuego, man.
The only moment in my human life that I said, "Wow, NASCAR is cool."
Days of Thunder is a fantastic film, man. Uh, Directed by Ridley Scott's Tony Scott. Tony
Oh,
Scott's yeah, but I was gonna say Ridley Scott's brother, and then at that moment I just remembered it was Tony Scott.
rest in peace.
Rest in
So,
peace. Yeah, no, that was really sad. That was a huge loss. Yeah, he was a good storyteller, good director,
yeah,
man.
he was great director. I mean,
Yeah.
Top Gun and all those movies.
The Mission Impossible movies, I'd say 1 through 3 were okay, but
I've
then
never
what's
heard
four,
of them.
5, and 6, man, and this last one that came out, oh man, that's a talk about.
It never clicked with me, man.
Those
None
first
of
three movies won't click with anybody. It's just those are just hyped up movies.
even the new ones. I've watched a couple of them, and I'm just like, it has
Mm,
cool action, but it feels empty. Those movies are like,
ah
it's like a
man,
cheap date, and you wake up the next day like feeling all violated and stuff.
no man, those movies are good. Those movies it's like they had a soft reboot. So from 4 on down, they upped the ante. They almost became James Bond kind of movies, but they had more of a I don't know. They had that energy, that spy-ness, you know. I can't express it, man. It just became good. It became really good. I admit the first 3 movies are not all that great. That third one is J.J. Abrams' first feature film.
Oh man, that movie is awful.
Yeah, it's and it thanks to Tom Cruise, we have a J.J. Abrams directing movies. Because if it wasn't for Tom Cruise, it would never have happened.
I remember, oh, you have to watch this movie in the theater. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Blah 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 blah. And all I wanted to watch was Silent Hill. That's all I wanted to watch. And every bunch of my friends, let's go watch it. Man, it was so boring, that movie.
A lot of running, and
Uh,
it was
and not
just
a good villain neither. It's like, oh, really? That's what you want to do? You
yeah,
blow up something? Okay,
yeah,
how original.
yeah. It just I don't know. Tom Cruise saw something. I think Tom Cruise was watching Alias, and that was a J.J. Abrams show, and
Yeah,
he was watching that, and he was like, let's get this J.J. Abrams to do the third Mission Impossible movie," and they're like, "All right, Tommy wants I'm pretty sure
I
that
think
close people
he
call him
gave them
Tommy.
direction to where to go, and it should be all about these bombastic action scenes and streamline them. He just did that. He took whatever the first one was over complicated. It had to do with a recipe and some names on the list,
Yeah,
and the second one was all action. So he kind of balanced it a little bit.
yeah. I say out of the first one was really good. The second one was The third one, like you said, it kind of gave it some direction, but they kind of closed the story there. They closed it up, and
Yeah,
it was
it's
really
Fast and the Furious model.
weird because it seemed like
How
Tom
many times are
Cruise.
we gonna watch Vin Diesel go into walking to the
Oh man,
distance?
that series needs to. There needs to be like an atomic bomb at the end of this next movie and just end it, and they all get vaporized, and that's the end. They
Galactus should appear at the end and just eats that reality.
yeah, freaking a man, just let's just end it. I can't believe that this is still going on. And the thing was is that he didn't want anything to do with the second one. And
Yeah,
he came back for the third one to be like, "Oh, okay, hey guys, remember me?" But then when his solo career wasn't doing well, he's like, "Oh, I need to jump back on these other IPs that I have and see if I can regain some traction." And boom, the Fast freaking Family series manifested, and which he should never have abandoned. But
Well, it
Those
brought you Gal Gadot,
man,
but it brought back The Rock.
those movies are not good at all.
I'm not saying I'm not telling you that. It just brought some actors to the forefront.
I agree. Like he's given opportunities and screen time to these lesser known that were talented, you know, to some extent. But I just, man, what a oversaturated freaking series. I
Like
just,
I said in the beginning, when they start going all bombastic, is they're gonna go to. I think the last one is they're gonna go to space and ride on an asteroid that's coming to Earth or
yeah.
something.
Like
And
we
my
got
friend
this
was like,
asteroid.
ah,
We need to put like a rocket on our cars, and we need to go fight this asteroid. And that's how it should end.
I
They
think
blow up
even
the asteroid, and then that's it.
the writer of the who's writing these movies is like, well, the last resort is us going to space. So
Yeah, so I think it's between them and Tom Cruise because I think Tom Cruise mentioned it that he wanted to do film something in outer space. He wanted to be the
yeah,
first ones to do it. So I don't.
one day he's gonna, I don't know, he's risking his life for, I don't know, he has so much money that
He's a
he
thrill
doesn't
junkie.
care.
Like he's
Yeah. One day you're gonna see something burning on the sky. It's like, oh, if you see this shooting star, it's Tom Cruise in a spaceship. But like,
that's Tom Cruise halo jumping from the
yeah,
space station.
yeah,
It's filmed in 4K. He's covered in
yeah.
cameras. He has a GoPro inside of his
We lost
body.
Tom Cruise, but we got great footage of him burning in the atmosphere.
This was a mistake. But yeah,
That should be the title of this episode: Tom Cruise burning in the atmosphere.
oh man, good stuff, good stuff. But jumping back onto the fire of this movie, I recommend it. It's a simple film. It was fun. Angelina Jolie was believable in this role. It was great to see her again, and I actually was attracted to Angelina Jolie in this film, like because she wasn't trying to be like super pretty, super, you know, like hi, I'm Angelina Jolie, like I'm a gorgeous kind of actress kind of thing. No, she was like a down to earth, and she was believable. And I think for that reason, I was attracted to her. I was like, dang, she's real pretty. She's all pretty, covered in smoke and fire and cuts and whatnot. I'd ask her out and be like, hey, what you doing? It's like, I'm on fire. That's great. So am I.
You would ask out anybody in this moment.
That's not true. That's not true. Transitioning over to the
Yeah,
kids.
what's the next movie you watched?
The next movie I watched was Kingsman. Uh, I really like this film. You know, there are times
Who
where
directed this one?
it was the same director, it was the same writer director from all three movies, which is weird because
Matthew Vaughn?
yeah, which is weird because the first one
The
was
second
great.
one, yeah, the first one was good.
Second one just I don't know what happened there. That
You
was a
saw
bad
the
movie.
actor, excuse me, but you saw the actor from the first one. I forgot his name. He's been all buffed up now, showing Jim, him and Jim, and people are speculating he's the next Wolverine.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Uh,
but it's speculation. But he's been throwing hints out there that he is.
oh man, that'll be cool, I guess.
A
Yeah.
young Wolverine for a
Yeah.
couple more years, and
Yeah, the uh Ty Tyrone Egerton?
yeah,
Taron? 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 Anyways, Egerton.
I always confuse him with Zac Efron.
They have the same kind of like body
Yeah,
build and everything like that. But anyways, yeah, the same writer director did 1, 2, and 3. He the first one was a spectacular film. He's also the director who did X-Men First Class, which in my opinion is the best X-Men movie ever
yeah,
made.
it
Um,
is.
and so he did Kingsman. It was a great film, great way to establish the universe and be an opening door for us to go into it. The second one, he did that whole sequel thing where people just go too far too fast, just like how they did Pitch Black and then Chronicles of Riddick. They went too far too fast and it's just too much. And he did that exact same thing. I don't know if he was thinking like I'll never have this opportunity or this amount of money ever again, so let me just go full ham and get like the dream situation. He went too ham He completely destroyed what he had, and it was, in my opinion, it was a terrible movie. Don't even bother watching that one. But this last one, he really got back to basics. You know, there are moments in life when you watch trailers and you just know, instantly know that, oh, this is going to be a fantastic film, because the structure of the trailer truly represents what the movie's about, and the essence of the movie. And you saw that they really got back to basics and to really focusing on a story, and less on the whole glamour of the universe and of the spy agencies fighting against each other kind of thing. So they got back to basics and made it into a character driven story. And the story is about the formation of the Kingsmen that we know today, the Secret Service agency and everything like that, the super spy agency. But it was the inception of that group, and how it all formed, and how the king got involved, and how this duke was the catalyst for all of this. And it was just such a great story with great twists and turns that weren't unexpected. Like, there was one scene in the movie that my jaw just completely dropped. I was just like, oh, I got this movie pegged, and it was just like, but I was just shocked, completely shocked. Um, so the movie is very captivating, very visually stunning, very story driven, no fluff. And the thing what I love about it is that they utilize technology of the time to enhance the story, for like the spy stuff. And then also they use a lot of historical events to enhance the story. So Putin's in there, and there's certain moments in history before World War I, and how it all came to pass and stuff like that. There are key moments in there in the movie, and they bring it to life. And it's, if you look at the pictures of some of these pre-World War I era, like characters and people that actually existed, there's a strong similarity. They did a great job casting it. So it was just, it was very captivating. They drew you into this world, and it was very believable. And I love that they were able to tie it into a lot of historical facts, and just twist it up enough where the story can fit in there and it makes sense. And a lot of these events were happening in the shadows behind the scenes kind of thing. So it was very believable, and it was a great journey. It was a great ride. I enjoyed every second of it, and I highly recommend it. And I don't understand why people dislike this movie. And it kind of breaks my heart, because I'm hoping that they would do a trilogy off of this old sequence, like this old time of the Kingsman. Now that we got the the activation and the inception of it, like where it all started, we could do two more stories, and how they get there, and end the third movie connecting it to the modern day storyline kind of thing. So it'd be great to see a trilogy. Do I think we're gonna get one? I don't think so, but the casting was brilliant. The talent on the screen was just fantastic, and it's just such a well developed and organic story that I highly recommend everybody to go watch it, because it was just, it was a great film. It was a great film. Go watch it.
I
Go
think
watch
the
it.
main criticism of this film was that it was a little too long in the tooth. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's what I heard about the movie, that it was a little long, um, and some scenes that didn't need to be there were there and stuff like that. They could have cut down a couple of minutes of the film.
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, maybe there could be, any film could be cut and tightened, right? But then there's some. I think this one was pretty spot on, because there's a lot of moments in there that needed to be there, because it was revealed later, why, kind of thing. I don't want to give anything away, because there's a lot of twists and turns in the movie. Um, so a lot of these scenes are dragged out for a reason, and then it's justified later on. So had they been dragged out for no reason, just for the sake of just, here's more screen time for these actors, or here's just more of this world, then absolutely, I'm like, yeah, you guys are right. You need to trim this fat, because it goes nowhere. It does nothing. Okay, we see the world. We're seeing it throughout the whole entire movie. Let's just trim this up. But there's justification for it, and they just can't tell you in the moment. They reveal it later, and I think they do a really good job of the reveal as well. So it's a developing story. and I think every minute is justified on that film. I don't think it was too long or too short, because I left there wanting a little bit more. You know, I left there wanting to see some extra stuff, but it was well trimmed, well executed, well structured film. So I just again I don't see the
It doesn't have bad reviews. It's just decent film.
yeah. Well, it's that's the thing. Like on IMDb and stuff like that, and even on Apple, on the whole Rotten Tomatoes, like 44%. It's like a squash. I'm like, how can that be a squash? Like I don't get it. And then here on IMDb it's a 6.4 out of 10, and that's I'm sure that's just people. And then the Metascore is 44. So I just and it's because of these reviews and stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna get another movie. I'd love for it to get another movie with the same
Well,
characters coming back.
after the second one, after the second one, they got a third one. So I think
Yeah.
you know it's
It's a miracle that they got a third one. It really is. But I'm so happy that he went back to the roots and really told a well thought out, well structured story. And I'm glad that this was it. I'm glad that this was it because it just looks so good from the trailers. And that's the thing. Like when you watch a trailer, people think like, oh, you can't tell if it's going to be a good movie or not. Like,
it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. So yeah, it's kind of
I mean, you could tell. You can tell from a trailer when something's good and when it's bad. You know, there's those rare moments wherein you watch a trailer and the trailer doesn't justify, you know, doesn't do any justice to the movie. And I think John Carter was that because John Carter was a great movie, but the trailers weren't. They didn't do any
I
justice to
think
it.
there Disney didn't know how to promote that film. I
Yeah.
think fans. I saw a fan, some guy on the internet that he did trailers for the film, and
Mm,
they were way better than whatever Disney did.
yeah. Disney sent that movie out to die because it. That's. I mean, they should have promoted in the sense like the one that started the superhero phase or whatever, like the one who started it all. If you love Superman, if you love this, if
And
you
it's
love that,
science fiction. It's
yeah,
Star Wars took a lot of from that film
yeah,
and from those stories and stuff like that.
mm-hmm,
Modern sci-fi just took a lot.
yeah. No, I agree. It's just I just think that this movie is one of those cases where they did a really good job with the trailer, really justified the movie, and then you got what you paid for, kind of situation, and then some. You know, because it was a fantastic film, and so I think I think a lot of movies should learn from this one, and as far as trailers go. So, but yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a great addition, and if it's the close to the franchise, then at least he has a nice trilogy there. And I would watch it number three first, number one second, and then skip skip the second one. There's no point to it. Just the series ends with three and one. It's just like Godfather one and two. Just watch one and two. To this day, I've only watched Godfather Part Three once, only once, and that's
So you
it.
haven't seen the
No,
re-edited version?
no, I really want to watch that. I really want to watch that. And so once I get the re-edited version, I'll watch the original, and then maybe a day later I'll watch the re-edited version just to see compare notes because it's I love watching The Godfather. I watch that sucker all the time. Whenever I'm like in deep thought or just trying to meditate on what I'm gonna write next, or even when I'm writing, I just put it on in the background because it's so man. I love the structure of that movie and how he tells that movie. You know, there's right now there's a series. Is it a series or a movie? It's a series that's coming out talking about the making of The Godfather
Yeah.
and all the ins and outs of it and how the mob was invested in it and stuff like that. It's just all this crazy stuff. Um, and
Do you think that they would ever do a remake of those movies?
there's no need. I think that would be sinful. And I think that would they would be garbage. It's
Because
like,
it's based on a series of books. So
yeah, I don't think it would ever any remake of that of those first two movies just would never ever come close to the power to the artistry that is those two movies. That those movies just transcend time and space and all understanding. It was just like when everything comes together, when the stars align and the planets align, and you just have something, and you know you have something. That's what those two movies are. They're so great and so well told. Um, I think if they were to do it now, they should do it into a TV series. They like, and not TV. They should be like, it should be like a Netflix series
HBO.
or
No, no, no,
no
no
H.
Netflix.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, no,
hey,
you're right.
HBO.
Well,
Please.
it's just here's so Netflix. I feel like yes, okay, Netflix might butcher it, but Netflix has better quality. I'd even give it to Apple TV, right? Because of I'm
No,
talking,
no, no,
and
no, 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 no,
here's the
no, no,
reason
no.
why. Here's the reason why because HBO for all its greatness, they are so regressed in their technology. Everything that they produce is only 1080. Everything that they push out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
So
Okay,
not
okay.
all that
That's just
all
technical
all that stuff
jargon.
gets no, but all that stuff gets lost, and that all that stuff is important. That information is important. Look at Game of Thrones. Look at the last season. Yeah, it was poorly written, but look at the visuals. That last season looked awful. Looked really
Well,
awful. It looked really compressed. Like the blacks were
yeah, but that was from
boxy.
streaming and everybody just connected to it.
No,
But
it's you
You put that Blu-ray on,
see, but that's no. See, you can't justify that. You can't be like, oh
yes.
yeah, because of the streaming and all. It has to be pushed out at that quality. You can't be like, oh, the
But
second watching is going to be
remember,
better. That's
they
you can't do
have
that.
bad servers because whatever series that is mildly hot gets their system just crashes.
Yeah, but
And
they're
that
still in
night, I
1080p,
remember,
man.
yeah. But imagine if they had they're like, you know what? They're like Nintendo. Nintendo's like 30 years behind in internet
Oh
time,
my god, yeah,
and HBO is the same thing.
they are. It's annoying.
And but but the I was watching some of the episodes now. And I even watched some of the from the last season, like the battles and shit. And now that nobody, now it doesn't have the volume of that night when that episode came out, because I even saw it on cable box, because the app crashed that day when that third episode came.
Oh yeah, I remember it was tough to watch it. Like everybody was tuning in at 9 on the dot.
Yeah,
I couldn't even get on right away.
yeah. So they struggled. Even the engineers, and I read a lot of stuff from people who know that about that stuff. Is
I
that, yeah,
spontaneously caught on fire. It's like
yeah.
holy
They
shit.
just the servers were slammed. Like it was like even recently this miniseries, Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet, and that the last episode I was gonna watch, and it was a crash. It had a following, and so
Yeah,
it's their apps, but
still,
quality TV. When you look at quality series, they go punch to punch with anybody, because they make their shows are like reverence, what from you know The Wire,
mm-hmm,
Sopranos,
mm-hmm.
it's all writing it.
Yeah.
Now they're cutting up, but even Westworld, when you see it, the first season was pretty good.
Oh yeah, and that's another show that I can't believe it's still on. I thought it got canceled after the second season because I watched the first episode or two episodes of season two, and I was just like, no, you guys lost it. It just lost all
Yeah,
essence.
for me, it's they're like the Stranger Things. First season, great.
Yeah,
I don't need it
yeah,
anymore.
same here, man. I can't. It's like second season. They're trying to like they solved the issue, and now they're trying to recreate the same issue again. I'm like, really? You took us through this whole entire journey to solve this problem. You solved it at the end. This kid is back, and now you're trying to take the kid back in there. Like I was just like, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm like I think I stopped it in the first three episodes or something. After the third episode or fourth episode, I was just like, you guys are not going anywhere. Like this is not. There's no story progression here. Like I'm done. I'm out. But the hype was so much that people just kind of like zipped through that. They're like, oh man, this is great. So I just I think yeah, I think it lost its you know its drive or its essence after the first season. So same thing with Westworld, but I still stand firm by what I said that they need to catch up with technology because they something and the experience. You know, when I watch something on like they do have certain movies that are 4K, Dolby Atmos and all that stuff, which is awesome. But those are the movies that were supposed to be theatrically released. Those are the only ones. And maybe I think the Netflix movie, not the Matrix movies. The Matrix movies might be on 4K HDR
Yeah,
and Dolby,
some other content is.
but it's
I mean, even
it's like,
even Showtime has this, like, for their shows are 4K, HDR, and very modern.
but that's what I'm saying. Like I think Apple TV Plus could do a great job with it in in the sense of like visuals and everything. Story wise, there's some chop. You know, they got some chops there, but I do agree that HBO could crush it. I just hate to see something that great just be released in 1080 and that just be a lackluster experience. And yeah, granted, a lot of people be like, I don't notice it. It doesn't make any difference. It's there. It's
I
100%
mean,
there.
you can
So,
forgive a lot of stuff with resolution because
yeah.
some guys just like I don't know, visually stunning movies like uh, from like Dune. You can watch in 1080p. That movie still, the art design and all that stuff carries the film,
Yeah.
and the HBO has these recent, a couple of years from now, like, since a lot of their shows are very cinematic, and they look good, even on standard. It's all about who designs what and
Yeah.
who has a good eye and is the DP on that show.
Yeah, so, but they're just all that stuff is just left on the table. There's so much left on the table, and it really breaks my heart. It sucks, man. It really because these people work hard to give you the best quality image and everything like that, and they have to, thank God that they shoot it at a higher resolution. So if they downgrade it, that nothing is lost. But imagine if they shot the show in 1080p. It just that'd be it. That's it. So fortunately, a lot of these movies are shot in 4K. Some are in 6K. Some are in 5.7K. And the IMAX ones. I mean, Disney Plus has now enhanced the experience. They do like these IMAX enhanced movie
Yeah,
experiences, and those are freaking fantastic films, man. That is it's so immersive and it's just granular, man. It's great to watch. But that's it. Like I think they just need to come up to speed, and it'd be great to see. I look forward to that. It's the same thing when they finally released that app. Oh man, that was such a glorious day. I was like, sweet, I can cancel cable. I don't, I don't need cable anymore because I just had it for HBO and
yeah,
maybe Cartoon Network. But then once they's like, hey, we're coming out with an app, bye, getting the app.
yeah.
So that's all. But I do think that they have the great writing team and the track record to do a long format and really in depth story of the quality of for God of War for Godfather. So yeah, I concur in that. I just hate that the visuals are going to be kind of caca. But yeah, so with that being said, Primo, is there anything that you're looking forward to watching this upcoming week or weekend or what's on the docket for you?
More Elden Ring. What We Do in the Shadows,
Mm,
and probably an anime. Kind of like getting angsty and watch Demon Slayer.
okay.
So
Okay.
I'll probably watch it with subtitles.
Oh, okay. He's coming. He's like, I'm done waiting. I'm just
Yeah, because there's this issue with the rights for the dub edition, so
ah, it's always something with the rights and the streaming rights.
uh,
Um, well, that's cool, man. I'm glad that you're jumping back on the anime bandwagon. I know.
I'm thinking about
Okay,
it.
whoa, okay, okay. Baby steps.
Don't make it. Yeah.
Baby steps. We'll take baby steps on that. Um, no, but that's awesome. Well, at least for me, recently acquired the Green Knight. Looking forward to watching that. I haven't seen that yet, and there's a couple other shows. There's like a anime on Netflix, Sword Art Online. The recent season just came out on Netflix, so I'm gonna start watching that. That was a great series, by the way. The first season was fantastic. Second season was acceptable. Third season was like, like you guys really, we're still here. We're still stretching this out, but now the fourth season's out, and it's a conclusion of where they started off with the third season, and hopefully it concludes it, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And Elden Ring, gonna be playing some Elden Ring, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to suffering with that game. So, but yeah, that's all I got on the docket. That's all I got. Looking forward to watching, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, from us to you, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys listening. What are you guys watching? What's on your docket to watch? Let us know in the comments. Send us a message, and we would love to hear from you guys. If you agree or disagree with any of the topics that we've talked about today, leave us a comment, and yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. But until that time, much love, and peace out. Adios.